Hello and welcome to Bizworld. The government, through the Malaysian Rubber Export Promotion Council (MREPC), is allocating 20 million ringgit fund for automation and green technology. The fund provides a matching grant of up to 50% of the project cost and subject to a maximum of 1 million ringgit per company.
Yeah, basically a lot of them are doing automation now. That's why they can produce so many, they can export to so many countries. But we are looking at the SME. The SME, they cannot be too reliant on labor anymore, so they have to go for automation. So this fund is good because this is meant for automation, to help the SME to go for automation.
Earlier, Teresa launched the MREPC fund and presented the letters of approval to the 5 companies that received the grant today. To date, some 19 applications received, 12 are for automation and 7 are for green technology projects in the rubber industry. In 2018, the industry exported 23.7 billion ringgit worth of rubber products, representing 2.4% of total exports in Malaysia. The industry exports registered an average growth of 10% annually over the last decade. Southeast Asia-based capital investment firm via East West Capital (VEWC) is slated to invest 1.47 billion ringgit in the largest bauxite mining project in Malaysia till 2024. The project, which sits on a 2,833-hectare Felda land in Kota Tinggi, Johor, would be operated, engineered, procured and constructed by B1 Minerals Mining Sdn Bhd (TOMM).
The bauxite is already seated on the ground for quite some time. When they start planted the so-called oil palm tree quite numbers of years ago, that's why they don't see it from the top. So it affects the growth of the oil palm tree itself. So when we move into this project, after we extract this bauxite, so we will flatten out this land. We will return the land back to Felda, in principle.
First tranches of funding will be coming around estimate September 9 or 10.
Earlier, VEWC sealed a MOU with TOMM with regards to financing the project over a span of 5 years. The mine is expected to generate around 6 million metric tons annually, which would contribute 60 million ringgit in export tax revenue to the federal government's coffers. The bauxite generator will be exported to China, Korea and Vietnam, amongst others, for the automotive, aviation and food and beverage sector. Meanwhile, TOMM aims to remove negative stigma associated with bauxite mining and is committed to be an environmental-friendly mining company. Equipped with VEWC latest vessel and GPS tracking technology, TOMM's monitoring center would have 24 hours satellite surveillances to assure green mining practices.
One thing for sure, things already happen in Kuantan in a very bad way, affected a lot of livelihood. Do you think that we, when we start out with this kind of capital, when we move in, we want to repeat the same mistake? We won't, right? We've seen everything, we witnessed everything, right? We will correct the whole thing and we will show to the people of Malaysia and the whole world that a proper mining can be done. And it incurred of additional small extra cost on it.
TOMM also have plans for mining areas which have turned non-viable for bauxite mining to be turned into solar energy farms, which would supply clean energy to the people. Singapore has downgraded its gross domestic product GDP forecast for 2019 to 0.0 to 1.0% from 1.5 to 2.5% previously projected. According to the Republic's Trade and Industry Ministry, MTI, in its latest economic performance released today, the forecast was made after taking into account the global and domestic economic environment as well as the performance of Singapore's economy in the first half of the year. For the second quarter, the Republic's economy grew marginally by 0.1% on a year-on-year basis, moderating from the 1.1% 1% growth in the previous quarter. The manufacturing sector contracted by 3.1%. The construction sector, however, expanded by 2.9%. The wholesale and retail trade sector contracted by 3.2% year-on-year, larger than the 2.5% decline in the previous quarter. GDP growth in the key ASEAN economies, however, is expected to remain resilient for the rest of the year. And that's all for Bizworld this evening. I'm Ganai Ling. Thank you for investing your time with us.